Welcome everyone to Functional Fitness. This is a series that GoGoGrandparent is hosting. We've been doing this now for a few weeks and we plan to do it for several more months. And it's a rotating fitness class. So on Wednesdays, we come together and we're either doing functional fitness or chair yoga, but it's always led by Adra, who's our fearless leader. It's always hosted by GoGo, obviously. You might have found GoGoGrandparent because you were looking for one of these services. Maybe it was rides, meals, groceries, medication delivery. A lot of folks don't know that we also offer home services, so maybe that's something you're interested in. But for these types of classes, we just wanted to try something new, something social, something that's physical, and hopefully something that builds community. So here we are, and I'm gonna just say hello again. I'm Cassie. I work for GoGoGrandparent, and I'll pass it over to Adra.
Hi, everybody. Good to see you. Lots of new faces today, so that's awesome. I'm scrolling through so I can see all of you are on this side. That's why I'm looking to the side. Lovely. Awesome. Big group today. Well, so today is functional fitness. So you're going to want to grab possibly something, some dumbbells, maybe some cans or water bottles, anything to lift a little bit. If you don't have that, that's okay. You don't need to use them. I have some light dumbbells. They're 3 pounds, but maybe you want 1, 2, or nothing at all. A chair will be useful, or a wall space or a wall space. So I have a chair there because we are going to spend some of the time seated. Most of this class is standing. The yoga class every other week is usually seated. So just a heads up, most of the class is standing, but if you need to be seated, please be safe, take care of your body, do what feels right for you. But before we begin, we're going to go over the move of the week. So we're looking for the functional fitness move of the week. So that's not the move from yoga, but it's the other move. Does anyone remember 2 weeks ago what the move of the week was? So you can either throw it in the chat or go ahead and type it up. And it would be lovely if someone new let us know, someone who has not yet gotten the move of the week.
Is that the one with the clasp? You interlaced your fingers and turned your palms outward.
Ah, so that's for next time. I didn't. Who said that? I don't see.
Marianne.
Marianne. So you were right. Save that for next week.
Okay.
So that's for yoga.
I am new to the class, so I don't know what happened last time.
Oh, that's okay. You'll get the move of the week. So at the end of each session, I give you the move of the week, and that's something for you to hold on to for 2 weeks, to then guess or remember, hopefully. So if you do remember, you get $10 in GoGo credits. So it's always nice to try and remember it and do it throughout the week. So does anyone else who hasn't gotten the move of the week yet want to guess or remembers what we did?
I remember, but I was waiting for someone else to answer.
Thanks, Lydia. I know you've been our multiple time winner, so we'll give someone else another chance, and then if not, we'll let you. Anyone else?
This is my first time here, so I don't know.
That's okay. All right, Lydia, I think you better tell us since no one else remembers.
I think it's heel raises.
Bingo, that is correct. You are so good. You always remember. I love it. I love it. All right, so everyone, time for you this week to try and remember, maybe write it down so that in a couple weeks you can get some credits as well. All right, so with that, let's get moving. Hopefully everyone can see me okay, and just give me a quick thumbs up. Awesome, thank you. Okay, let's start standing if that's comfortable. If not, you can be seated. That's totally fine. We're gonna inhale, open up the arms and lift the chest, stretch the arms wide, spread the fingers, and then exhale, round your back and bring the backs of your hands to touch. So you're turning your arms inward, you're dropping your chin, you're stretching your back, tucking your pelvis. And then inhale, open up the arms, spread those fingers, lift the chest, back bend. And exhale, round, backs of the hands, touch. Few more times. Inhale as we open. And exhale as we round. Let's go 3 or 4 more at your own pace. So don't worry about my speed or anyone else's. Move at your own pace here. And that goes for this move and all the other moves in class. You want to take care of your body. Do what feels good. Skip what doesn't. All right, make your way back to center. Relax your arms, straighten out those legs, and begin to bend side to side, stretching the side body. You're welcome to keep your arms down, or if you prefer, you can add a reach of the arm. All right, and then coming back to center, bring your fingertips to your shoulders and bend your knees, relax your jaw, and we'll twist the upper body. If having your arms up doesn't feel good, let your arms relax as you twist. Trying to keep the lower body pretty stable as you rotate your upper body. All right, and then release those arms, shake it off, and let's grab our weights. So again, you can have light dumbbells, or you can have no weights, or maybe some cans or water bottles. We're going to bring the weights up in front of the body. So we're going to hold them up here. Nice and close to the body. I'm moving sideways just so you can see, you can stay facing forward. We're working our legs. Take our feet about as wide as the shoulders or a little bit wider. Toes are facing forward. We'll bend the knees as you inhale, going into a squat, and then exhale, straighten the legs. Inhale, bend, and exhale, straighten. It's up to you how low you go. We'll do several more. Inhale on the way down, exhale on the way up. Let's do about 3 more. And then releasing the arms, straightening out those legs. Arms alongside the body, holding those weights. We'll do some shoulder rolls back. If you ever need a break, you can always take a seat. You can always get rid of the weights. And then shoulder rolls forward. All right, going into some bicep curls. Let's let those palms face forward. We're bending the elbows, hands towards the shoulders, and then lowering down. Keep going. Feeling free as always to modify if needed. Watch what you're doing with the rest of the body. Can you keep your torso still as you move your arms? So it's only the arms moving. The spine is still. A couple more. Great, and then relaxing those arms. We're going into our little deadlift before we repeat all of the things we've done. So arms are gonna come in front of the body. You can keep holding the weights or not. The legs are gonna stay mostly straight here. We're gonna hinge at the hips. So the hips are gonna go back. Torso is gonna come parallel to the earth. Spine stays exactly the same. We're gonna do a straight leg deadlift. So we're not gonna bend those knees. So you're gonna stop the moment it feels like you need to round the back or bend the knees. And then come back up. So you're gonna get a really nice stretch in the backs of the legs. Let's inhale, hinge forward. So the hinge point is at the hips, at your pelvis rotating over your thighs, and then exhale, come to stand. Several more times. So spine stays long, shoulders are down the back of the neck is long. So keeping that chin slightly tucked as you hinge forward. Right, once you get the hang of it, you don't need to look at your screen. You can just focus on what your body is doing. Your toes are tracking forward, your knees are facing forward. The spine stays long. A couple more times. Next time you're lifted up, we'll stay up. Bring the weights by the chest. And we'll go back into our squats. Inhale down, exhale up. All right, next time you're up, we'll pause, release the weights by your side, couple of shoulder rolls forward. Shoulder rolls the other way. And then palms face forward, back to our bicep curls. All the way down and all the way up with control. So watch that you're not just dropping your arms, right? That you're slowly moving. If you want more challenge, imagine that you're moving through water or jello or peanut butter, something with resistance. So if you imagine that resistance, it gets more challenging. So that's an option for you. All right, next time your arms are down, we'll go into those straight-legged deadlifts. Arms forward in front of the body. The hinge is happening at the hips. Spine stays long, legs stay straight. So the moment you feel like you need to round something or bend something, that's where you stop. It might only be a couple of inches and then come back up. Inhale on your way down. Exhale on your way up. Keep going, follow your breath. All right, next time you're all the way up, go ahead and pause. We'll have a seat. Put your weights off to the side. Go ahead and make your way to your chair. Okay, so once you're seated, we're gonna stretch one leg forward in front of us. I'm gonna turn sideways just so you can see, but there's no need for you to move. One leg straightens in front of you, circle the ankle. Circle the other direction. Relax the foot and switch sides. Other leg straightens, circle the ankle. Circle the other way. And then relax the foot. So as you are in your chair, go ahead and scooch forward so you're far from your backrest. Right, so I'm about a foot away from my backrest, give or take. So we want plenty of room there so we can do a little bit of core work. We're gonna cross the arms in front of the body so you can kind of hug yourself or create an X with your arms. We'll inhale, lean back, reach towards your backrest. And then on your exhale, use your abdominals to sit up. Inhale as you go back. Exhale as you sit up. It's up to you how far you go. Keep going at your own pace. Exhaling on your way up. You need a break, you're always welcome to do a break. Take a break. Spine stays pretty long, so there's not too much rounding here. Do a few more. All right, and the next time you're sitting tall, you'll stay sitting tall. We're going to go into some leg extensions now. When we do our leg extensions, I want you to watch what your spine is doing. So I don't want you to round your back too much. We're going to try and keep our torso as still as possible as we straighten the legs one at a time. So we'll straighten the right leg. See if you can straighten it all the way. Try and bring the leg parallel to the earth without rocking your whole torso back. So maybe the leg is a little lower. And then bend. And then switch. Other leg straightens. Again, the torso tries to stay upright. We're not leaning back. And then bend. So keep going here. What we're looking for is we're getting some quad muscles. So the front of the thigh muscles working, as you might also get a stretch in the back of the leg. Jaw stays relaxed, shoulders soft, straighten and bend. Couple more times. Next time your right leg is straight, we'll pause. Do little pulses up. So the leg stays straight, but the toes reach up towards the sky, up towards the sky. Couple of times. Again, you're trying to keep the torso still, but it might move a little bit. Let's do 3 more. And release. Other side. Straighten the leg. Pulses up. Torso tries to stay still. Jaws relaxed. Shoulders soft. Couple more. And release, relax. Let's do a quick twist here. So knees stay tracking forward. Rotate your spine, hands go to one side of the body, onto the outer leg or to your chair. Twist and hold. A few breaths. And then other way. Twisting and holding several breaths. And back to center. I'm going to come to stand. Be mindful of how you come to stand. So see if you can do it just using the strength of the legs instead of using your arms. Of course, if you need to use your arms, do so. Lean really far forward as you push into your feet to come to stand. Right, the further forward you go, the easier it's going to be to get up. All right, let's grab those weights once again. So just being mindful of how you grab your weights. We're going to start with one arm at a time. This is a little more challenging, so if you feel like you need to get rid of the weights, no problem, please listen to your body. So we'll bring one arm up so that the weight is by your shoulder. We'll do some shoulder presses. So arm goes overhead and back down. I'm going to try and keep the rib cage pretty still, so it's just the arm that's doing the movement here, shoulder blade moving on the rib cage. We're going to keep the palm facing forward for several of these if that feels okay. If that's painful, change it. Okay. Let's do 2 or 3 more on this side. And then we'll switch sides. Other arm up, shoulder presses. Couple more on this side. Let the arm relax down. You can do this seated or standing. I'm going to do it standing, but if you want to do this seated, that's fine. You're going to bend your knees a little bit and hinge forward. It's kind of like that deadlift we were doing, but the knees are now bent. The torso is parallel to the earth. The arms are alongside the legs or slightly ahead of the legs. We're going to row here. So bending the elbows, squeezing those shoulder blades together, elbows up to the sky, and then lower the arms down. Bend, squeeze, and lower down. So this is a great place as well to imagine that you're moving through water or that there's some resistance because the weights are pretty light for these big back muscles. And so you can increase the tension by just imagining that you're having to push through more weight. You could also imagine that your dumbbells are much heavier or your water bottles or cans are much heavier. So 2 more. Great, and then release, stand up, shake it off. All right, we're going back to the overhead presses, but now we're going to do both arms together if that feels safe. So bringing those weights up by the shoulders. Press both arms up to the sky, and then both arms down. If this feels like too much, you can alternate, right? You can do one arm and then the other. All right, let those weights go for a second. Arms dangle. We're going to now add on to the rows. We're going to add a tricep extension to the rows. So we're again bending those knees, hinging forward. Again, you can do this seated and just bring your torso really close to your thighs. We're trying to get our torso close to parallel to the earth. It's maybe not quite there. We bend the elbows into a row, so just like we were doing before. And then keeping those elbows high, straighten the arms back behind you. So then we rebend and lower the arms. So we bend the elbows, shoulder blades squeeze, elbows up to the sky, elbows stay high, straighten the arms, and then bend. So keep going here at your own pace. We're working the back of the arm, the triceps. If you're not feeling it as you straighten, you want to lift those elbows higher, or just ensure that you're completely straightening those arms. Back of the neck is long. Torso is almost parallel to the earth, right? The further you hinge forward, the harder it's going to be. I'll show you the seated version if it didn't make sense. Do a few more. I'm getting warm. I don't know about if anyone else is. Great. And release. Let's put those weights to the side. We're going into some lunges. So I'm gonna say if you're wearing socks, you want to take off those socks so there's no slipping unless you have those grippy socks. And either be barefoot or in sneakers. I don't want anyone slipping for these lunges. So either holding on, let's do left hand to the chair or left hand to the wall. I'm facing sideways so you can see, you can face whatever direction you'd like. Left side is going to be supported. We'll bring the right leg forward and step the left leg back. The back heel is off the ground. So right leg is forward, left leg is back, back heel is off the ground. I'm just gonna tip my camera a little so you can see my legs. Left hand on the block. We're going into some lunges here. So we're bending both knees, lowering down up to you. You can lower down a little bit, you can lower down a lot, and then come back up. Oh, I'm on a creaky spot. Bend and straighten. We inhale down, exhale up. Keep going. Take it slow if this is a lot. Lunges are not easy. You can always play with shortening your stance or making the movement smaller. You can also take a break if this is just not for your body today. Make it smooth. Let's do 2 or 3 more. Right. And then stepping forward, back foot meets the front. Turn around so the other hand goes to your support, so chair or wall. This time, left leg goes forward, right leg goes back. So left foot forward, right leg back. The back heel is off the ground if that's okay on your body. Your rib cage is soft. Take a few deep breaths. And then we'll begin. Inhale on the way down, bending both knees. Exhale as you come up. Keep going. It's up to you how low you go. Maybe you only bend an inch or 2. It's up to you how fast you go. Maybe you take a few breaths at the top before moving on to the next one. Right? Make this work for your body. This is your practice. Couple more. All right, and then let's release that, step it forward, shake it off. All right, while we're standing and we have our chair, we're gonna go into some balance. You can either have both hands on the chair or just one hand on the chair going sideways, so whatever's more comfortable. Give you a second to catch your breath. Find your position with both hands on the chair or sideways with one hand. And from here, we're going to bend your right knee, take your right foot behind you. Standing strong on that left leg, you're pushing your left foot into the ground. Maybe you keep the hands on the chair. Maybe you lighten to just 1 or 2 fingers on each side. Maybe you lift one hand, and then maybe you try lifting the other, or maybe you hover both hands above the chair. All right, but please be safe. Only do what feels right for you. If it doesn't feel safe, don't do it. Keep those hands somewhere where they can help you. You can always step your right leg down. 2 more breaths. And then release, shake it off. And we'll switch sides. So it's now standing on that right leg, left knee bends. Pushing down into that right foot so you're nice and lifted in the hip. Rib cage is relaxed. Fingertips on the chair or palms on the chair. You can play with going to just 1 or 2 fingers or floating one hand, the other, or both. So you want it to be a little bit challenging, but absolutely safe. And release, shake it off. Going into another balance exercise. We're going to stand on a tightrope or a balance beam. So the right foot is going in front of the left, and the legs are on that same line. So you're on a tightrope or a balance beam. Holding onto your chair, and first just looking straight ahead. And see if you can find your balance there. Maybe you start to lighten how hard you're holding onto your chair. Maybe you hover those hands off the chair, or maybe you keep holding on. So whatever works for you. We're standing on that balance beam. Noticing how this feels, easy, hard. And just know that every day is different. Balance really changes, fluctuates day to day. So be kind to yourself. It's okay if it's feeling challenging. If your hands are off the chair, bring them back to the chair. We'll switch sides. So undo the legs and then bring the left foot in front of the right, standing on that tightrope balance beam with the other leg in front. It will feel different. First, looking straight ahead, back of the neck is long, jaws relaxed. And then maybe starting to lighten how hard you're holding on. Maybe let go completely, 2 or 3 more breaths. All right, and then stepping out of that. Going into just a little more standing work before we come back down to sit. It's helpful here to have the chair by your side instead of in front of you if necessary. We're going into marching. You may or may not need the chair. So marching, we're just lifting one leg, bringing the thigh parallel-ish to the earth, and then bringing it down and alternating. So just taking high knees. So what I want you to think about here, especially if this is easy, is can you make it slower? Can you pause at the top for a second before you bring your foot back down? When your foot comes down, can it be slow? So no plopping down, right? It's not a heavy march, it's a light march. And again, definitely feel free to hold onto a wall or a chair as we march here. Is it easier to lift one leg versus the other? A couple more times. All right, and release. Shake it off. All right, one more set of arms before we come down to sit. Of course, you can do these arms seated if necessary. So grab your weights though. Last thing for the arms with the weights. So we're now going to combine a few things, but they'll be slightly different. So move 1 will be a bicep curl, but it's actually going to be a hammer curl. So instead of our palms being forward or up, we're going to have our palms face each other. So palms face each other. We'll just do a few hammer curls first before we add on. So palms are facing inward. Yep. And then we're going to add an overhead press, but we're going to keep it pretty narrow. So palms face each other, bicep curl or hammer curl, and then push the arms up to the sky. But this time, right, my palms are facing each other instead of facing out. Great. And then back down. So we do bicep curl, press, down. Great, keep going at your own pace. So it's sort of a slight variation on some of the moves we were doing earlier. Jaw stays relaxed. You can always take breaks. If anything doesn't feel good, always pause, listen to your body, be kind to your body. The last thing we want is to get injured. You can always alternate which arm goes up. Just a few more. All right, and releasing the arms. Let's put the weights to the side. We are going to sit, so just don't put the weights on the chair. All right, so having your seat shifting forward towards the front edge of the chair. We're going back to something we've already done. Some leg extensions, so spine stays long. We straighten one leg in front of us, bend, and then the other. So keep going here. The big challenge for you here is that you want to lift the leg as high as you can without changing your torso from that nice seated position. So from your seated position with both feet on the ground, torso stays exactly as it is as you straighten and bend the legs. So in a certain way, this is a little bit of a core exercise. Next time your right leg is straightened, you'll pause, little pulses up. Bend, and we switch. Other leg straightens, pause, little pulses up. And release, relax. All right, let's go into a stretch now. Let's stretch our hips. We're going to cross the right ankle over the left thigh for a figure four. You can stay seated tall. You can play with hinging forward. If that doesn't work, you can also play with crossing the legs or crossing the ankles. Another option would be to sit up on some pillows. So I'll say those all again. You can cross your ankle over your thigh. You can cross your thighs. You can cross your ankles. Or with the figure four, you'll place some pillows underneath your hips. Torso is in whatever position feels good, where you can feel some sensation in that hip region. Couple more deep breaths here. And then we'll release and we'll switch sides. So crossing your other ankle over your thigh, or crossing your thighs, or crossing your ankles. So all the same options, just on the other side. You can stay seated tall, or you're welcome to hinge forward. Find what works for you. Couple more breaths. And then coming up, releasing. We're going to reach those arms back. We have lots of options here. So as you reach back, maybe you're grabbing a hold of the back of the chair. Go sideways so you can see that. So either you're holding the back of the chair or you're interlacing your fingers behind your back. So either way, you're hugging those shoulder blades together and allowing your chest to try and lift a little bit here. You're either holding the back of the chair or interlacing the fingers, allowing your chest to lift a little bit. Couple of deep breaths into the front of the body. And then go ahead and release the arms, shake it off. And we'll inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, palms touch, hands lower to the chest. Give yourself a round of applause for doing all that good work. Great job, everybody. Always wonderful to have you here. I have not forgotten the move of the week for this class, so not next week, right? It's going to be the week after that I'm going to ask, are the leg extensions. So that's where you're seated in the chair and you're straightening one leg and then the other, right? Sitting in the chair. So that's the move of the week. I want to encourage you to do that throughout the week. So whenever you're sitting in a chair, I don't know, watching TV, hanging out, do a few leg extensions, add some of this movement into your daily life. So remember that for next time so you can get some credits. And now we're open to any questions. So if you have any questions for me or just anything you want to share. Thanks,
Thank you
Jane.
so much. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it for the first time. Now, I had noticed that this is on YouTube. Can anyone see it on YouTube, or do you have to be a member of GoGo Grandparent?
Yeah, I
Cassie?
can answer that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in order to attend these live sessions, like the one we just had today, you do have to be a GoGo member. We want this to be something, right? Yeah, I want this to be something that's open to our GoGo members. But you're right, our videos are posted on YouTube, and so they are open to the public to view them. So if you have any friends who might also benefit from it, they could check it out on YouTube. And please know that like you also have a referral code that's at the bottom of every receipt from GoGo Grandparent. And so if you do have friends or people you know who might get some benefits from the classes, maybe they want to also join GoGo Grandparent for other reasons too. So if you use your referral code, you'll both get $10 in GoGo credits when they sign up. So just something to know, but yes, it is available for others to see.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
I was
Thank
talking
you.
to some people about this yesterday, and they wanted me to ask if anybody could watch it on YouTube. So I will pass that on to them.
Wonderful. Yes. Thank you so much for letting us know. And I'm happy you're talking about it.
Thank you. Great class.
Thanks for being here.
Yes, thank you so much. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
And just know next week is yoga, so I will be here. It's
Correct.
just a different class.
Right.
Oh,
And
so
it'll-
you do yoga also?
Yeah.
So every other week. So we do yoga one week, functional fitness the other week. So yoga, it's a little slower. We're seated almost the entire time. This class, we're standing most of the class, but it's every other week.
But you are the instructor for both.
Yes, yes.
Right.
Okay,
Different
thank you.
classes, same age.
Okay.
It looks like Eleanor also has her hand raised.
Yeah, I have a question. So I have very stiff joints because I have very little cartilage, and in some places no cartilage left. So, for instance, with the either the leg raises or the arm raises, I can't raise them very high. And I just wondered if that was all right, or if by holding the weights and not raising them all the way, I was messing up some other thing in the body.
That is absolutely fine, right? We want to move in our safe, pain-free range. So if holding the weights and just lifting your arms a couple of inches feels okay and it doesn't hurt, then that's great. Also, if getting rid of the weights and moving your arms a little bit higher feels okay, that's fine too. So we just want to make sure that you're not, pain is your cue, right? So pain is telling you, oh, this is not great for my body. So if something is painful, that's where you do want to back off and go, oh, I'm going to skip this move. But if it doesn't hurt at the small range, totally fine.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
This is Barbara.
Hi, Barbara.
Hi, Barbara.
Hi. I think for the most part, you did an excellent job of describing what you're doing. Some of us are blind folks, so we don't see what you're doing. And so the more verbal description you can give of what you're doing, the better.
Very fair, very fair. I think the yoga class too, I give a lot. I usually give even more description, but I'll keep that in mind for this class too, to give a little bit more, also for the people who don't have video camera. But thank you. That's really good feedback to remember.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for being here, Barbara.
Okay, anybody else? First time, thanks. Judy?
Yes. I joined late. I'm sorry, I forgot. But I'm gonna put it on my, yeah, it was great. Thanks for the stretch.
Thanks for being here. Late is better than not at all.
Yes, I'm gonna go for a walk right now to continue.
Perfect.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And if anybody here wants to keep conversations like this going or continue to, connect with other GoGo members or people who are using these classes, you can feel free to join us at our Facebook group. We have a link in the chat, but don't worry if you don't see it there. We're also emailing it so that you'll be able to join. And so we hope to see you there. And until next time, these are some ways that you can reach out to GoGo Grandparent if you have any questions about our service or maybe even about these classes. And we're really grateful you spent some of your week with us. So we hope to catch you next week. So thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.